The Midwestern sun is starting to set down on practice here at Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Today we're racing the NASCAR Xfinity B-Class Series. This is the fixed class, not the open class, so everybody's on equal footing. We already got somebody spinning down through practice. So on our qualifying lap, this was our second qualifying lap. We ran decently in practice. I think we were in the top 10 right before the end of that there, but we ended up getting a 13th starting position, about 0.2 of a second off the qualifying pace. Top 5 were pretty close, as you can see from the top 3 here, within 0.03 of a second. Pretty fast guys here in this race. So starting 13th, we kind of got our work cut out for us. We're going to be right in the middle of the pack. There was about 23 or 24 cars racing here today. So as we pull out for our pacing laps to start this, our race strategy breakdown. The strength of field is a 2576. The start of this race, I believe our iRating was 2600, somewhere in there. It's going to be down in the description. We were the first split out of the 2. Big thing here, a big theme is going to be patience, especially starting off with fresh tires. We don't want to burn through it. There's some pretty bad bumps getting into turn 1, turn 2. Especially on the high side, you do want to keep a higher lane. At least from my experience in practice, it's better up there, so we want to be sure of that. Since we're starting mid-pack, let's give ourselves a reasonable goal of finishing 10th, especially with how fast the top 10 are here. And lastly, got to keep an eye on the blinding sunset. As this race goes, the sun's going to keep setting, and it's going to be a big factor going into turn 3.
Okay, mate, get ready. Relax. Green, green, green.
Alright, so I'm going to want to get up to the high line as quick as possible here.
Still there. Still there.
Just try to take advantage of these fresh tires at the start while everybody's kind of jostling around.
Still there. Hold your line.
Got the 6 to our high side here.
Hold it. Hang on, you're in the middle.
And the 16 is going to be diving it in at the bottom. We're going to be wide. And we make a little bit of contact with 6, and the 12 is actually going to push in. We're going to go 4 wide. 4 wide for a quick second there, coming out of 4. 16 is going to get ahead of everybody. 12 gives them a little shot. That's still going to keep us 3 wide here at the bottom. Not necessarily what I want. I do have an opening right behind us. We could probably slot in if they get a little bit of speed and get by us here.
Still there. Hold your line.
12 is going to have the good run.
Hold your line. Still there.
12 definitely has the run. The 6 fell back a little bit. I guess we have to clear ourselves. I don't know why the spotter didn't clear us. Letting me know we're 3 wide. They've got to tell me we're clear so I can move up, but regardless, we cleared ourselves. We're back up in the line here. We are going to stay up to the high side. Somebody had a nice save right in front of us. I think that was whoever that was in front of the 10. Testing out the grip there coming off the 4 just to see if I can get my nose in a little bit under the 12. 12 is going to make a decent run on the outside of the 7.
24.5.
7's able to get pretty good grip at the bottom with those fresh tires. Remember, patience is key. We kind of want to roll in line here. We'll pick them off as we go, but let's not force anything. The 16's already up there from like 4 or 5 spots from where he started. We tried to take a little bit of a look under the 12 there. Still can't make the run off the corner, so let's fall on the line. Try to hold this.
Daffin is now leading.
Yeah, 16's way ahead of us now. He had a pretty good start, I guess. Forcing us 4 wide kind of startled me a little bit, especially making a little bit of door contact with the 6. We didn't get a 4X or anything for that, so we're pretty good right now. 12 trying to make a little bit of a run onto the 7, peeking in underneath him. 7's going to have a little bit of a run, so it's going to possibly clear the 12. Will he still stay underneath him? 7 does not clear the 12. We're going to watch this battle from right behind them. I want to try to snag this from the 12, so I'm going to try to follow the 7 through up here. 6 7 looking to make a run on the high side against the 14. 14's still going to have a little bit of good grip coming out of turn 2, so he's going to stay right in front. 7's actually going to try now the bottom lane. We're going to keep the high side. I don't think we've cleared the 12 quite yet. We have not. He's still there.
Still there.
14 making a crossover on the 7.
Inside clear.
B13, that was a
14 I don't think is going to have enough momentum to clear him. He's not at all. So we're actually going to take advantage of that and try to get by him as well. So it'll be 2 spots coming out of the corner here.
Hold it.
And we are kind of able to clear 14. He's holding on to our quarter panel just a little bit. Spotter says we're clear low, and we have cleared him. The 12's looking to make a run on him now, too. He's going to cross over, go to the bottom. Oh, and he's going to dive it in real hard, real hard. He's going to probably slide up in front of him. He's actually able to clear him without having to do that, keeping it down low. He's going to end up slotting in right behind us. 14 had a miserable couple turns there, already lost like 3-4 spots. About to lose a 4th spot now to the 6 car directly behind us. Alright, so it seems like the shuffling has subsided for everybody around us, so we're going to kind of settle in here. Try to keep our groove, keep an eye on the 12, because as we've seen, he already made a couple quick moves diving into the entry of corners, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, a couple laps have gone by. We're actually catching up to the 7. A couple guys in front of him have been side by side for about 2 turns. 2 laps. And now they're able to clear each other, but that has helped the 7 catch up to them. And we have gained just a tad bit of ground onto the 7. Our entry is a little bit better than the 7 from what it appears like. He is holding the bottom. That's actually going to benefit us. Maybe we can sneak our nose into there one of these turns. And he gets the wall a little bit. We have to try to avoid. We're going to see if we can snag it going down to the bottom. Surprisingly enough, he's able to keep a lot of his speed that he had. Figured that would slow him down a little bit more. We're not able to clear him, and the 12 is going to stick his nose in there. Probably overtake us here on the right side.
Still there.
May let him go coming out of the corner just so we can slot back in line right behind him, get that draft off of him, and enter into the turn how we want to. We want to enter a little bit higher. We don't want to be forced to the bottom. We're just not going to have the run off. 7's going to try a pass on the 19. He's been having somewhat of good grip onto the bottom. He might be able to get this pass here, depending on how hard he dives it in. Oh, 19's going to push up a little high. I think he grabbed one of those bumps that I was talking about right at the start of the race strategy breakdown. That's going to hurt him severely as he's lost 2 spots. Now 3 spots to us. 14's actually going to be sneaking up right behind him as well, coming down. He's going to maybe lose 4 spots just in a lap. You want to be careful of that nasty bump that's right in that 3rd lane entering in. You kind of want to be just shy of the white line that's right up there. Right here, right above that 1st or 2nd line, there's a nasty bump that'll just bottom you out. You'll lose all momentum and head right for the wall. Seven has still got pretty good grip at the bottom. He's able to have a good run coming out. We're not able really to sneak it in there. We're going to try it one more time. But again, I think he's got a better lane on the bottom side, especially in turns 1 and 2, than we do in the middle lane at the very least. I feel very comfortable getting into 3, and then my exit out of 4. I am pretty loose, but loose is a fast car, and it's actually pretty controllable. And we're going to get up right behind him, try to pressure him into braking late. He does enter the corner pretty hard here.
Your lap times are improving. This is exactly what we need.
Our lap times are pretty good, as you just heard. We're going to try to keep the pressure on the 7, make sure he burns up his tires, at least heats them up a little bit. Already that last turn he entered in pretty hard. Turns 3 into 4, it's been okay with him. See if we can do it one more time. He enters in just a little bit harder than we do.
25.2.
Now you can see he's sticking it up a little higher than he initially was. I'm going to keep my nose down just to get a little bit of clean air because I'm starting to get a little bit free on the exits. I think he slowed up just a little bit more getting into this turn to compensate for his hard entries that he's had lately. It's going to give us a little bit of a run. We're going to stick our nose in there. He's going to allow us to have the
Inside.
air.
You've just done a 25.0.
Hold your line. They're still there. Still there.
We're able to clear him with ease
Good
coming
job.
out of turn 2. That sun is already starting to set a little bit, getting directly into the windshield entering the turn. It's going to be annoying, especially with everybody around us.
P11. That lap time was 25.1.
All right, settling back into our groove. We'll just keep our patience. It's only lap 22. A couple laps have gone by. We're just now going to be getting on to lap 26. And we're catching a little bit of ground onto the 12, but we have a somewhat of a cluster right in front of him. About 3 cars were side by side for a little bit there. And now it seems like the 16 is holding up some guys. And he gets a run into there. Makes me look like a liar, but he was coming back to us. He escaped everybody at the start. He jumped up God knows how many positions really fast.
You've just done a 25.2.
Yeah, 16 is definitely going to be holding up some guys now that 12 has gotten up to him. 12 gets into the dirt. I don't think he got the wall at all, but that's a lot of dust that he just kicked up, so he's riding right up against the wall. 16 is holding up the 10 and the 15 quite a bit. We've been able to catch up to him over the last course of maybe 4 or 5 laps. I think 16 may have fried his tire with how much he was pushing at the start. 12's entering a little bit higher than the majority of us, giving him a better run coming off. I am getting a little free coming out of 4 each and every lap, but I prefer that. I'll take that. I'm a little bit quicker coming out of there. 12's looking to the bottom of the 15. I'm going to stay up high and see if maybe that's something I can snag back from the 12. Yeah, 12 drives it in deep. Look at all that rubber he's laying down. Will he be able to clear to 15? It looks clear now. Can he slide up in front of him? He will. 15 coming up right behind him. Looks like he may be thinking about trying to go under him. Luckily, he saw that we were there. He backs out of it quite a bit, so actually we're clear now. That's another spot for us as well, as far as the 12. So now we got to work on the 10. I'll just follow the 12 through if it's going to keep happening like that. 16 dives it down into the bottom hard. It's going to get right in front of the 10, maybe slow him up. 12 is going to get a nose just outside of the 10. Quite a battle going on right now. 10's not able to really hold his grip down there. Almost slides into the 16. 12's probably looks like he just side drafted him there. 16, wow, that's a crazy move. I don't really suggest him doing that. That's not a good way to enter in the corner, especially cutting off somebody. Not predictable at all. 12 has a massive run coming out.
E9. That was a
We're not able to really clear the 10 here, so we couldn't follow him through. The 16 is on him, pushing him for no reason into the corner. Maybe trying to get him a little squirrely to get that spot back. 12's able to hold it pretty well. 16 going back down to the bottom. I will follow this 12 through if I can get a nose in. He has pancaked the side of that car. And he does it again. Almost does it again. Gets us a little bit loose, able to get underneath him. He might have tapped the wall right there. It looks like he's been in the wall more than once.
8th place. That lap time was
holding on to our quarter panel really tight. Luckily, I'm not loose here. Almost gets into us. 16 is everywhere right now. 10's going to try to follow us through. We're going to slide right in front of the 16. I'm not comfortable around 16, and he loses it again, and he clips a little bit of the 10. Oh my god.
Halfway home.
That 16 is all over the place. All over the place. I want to get away from him as soon as possible. Alright, we look good now. He has definitely burnt his tires to a crisp. There is no grip left in that car. But now we have a good buffer between that little group and us. We don't have to worry about what's behind us necessarily. So we're going to keep on driving. We've gained a pretty good amount of spots. We are now in the top 10.
Your last lap time was 25.2.
Remember, our goal for this race is to stay in the top 10. At least get a top 10 finish. I'll call that a success with how practice and everything else had went. Wasn't really all that fast. 10 making a big move down underneath the 6. 16's kind of right in between the 6 and 10. Nobody's going to have a really good run on him, I don't think, here. 16 getting a little bit loose. The 6 gets the wall, and even a car back there, too. I think that was the 15. A lot of people are scrubbing the wall right now. A lot of people scrubbing the wall. 16's got quite a bit of a pack forming up behind him. He's holding up this entire group of cars. Six is able to get underneath them. 16 still getting sideways, getting loose. This might benefit the 6 coming out. 6 is going to side draft him just a little bit, but I think he's not oblivious to the fact 16 can't really control it, so he doesn't want to get too close now. 10, I feel bad for the 10. He's been stuck behind him for probably more than 10 laps now. Cuts right in front of the 10, sticks it in there trying to get back underneath the 6. Oh, and I think the 10 has had enough of it. 10 has had enough of it. He is shoving him into the corner. The 10 just straight up dumped him right into the 14. 14's included. Is that the 21 now? Well, 21 doesn't really get much of it, but the 14 gets the worst of that. His whole right front demolished in that. Yeah, I think the 10 was just sick of him running behind him for 10, 12 laps. The 16 kept cutting down in front of him, blocking him hard, especially with fried tires. I mean, let him go. You're not able to keep speed.
Sorry if anybody else got cut out in that. How many times?
Race cars out. Line up single file behind car number 12. Full course yellow. Pits are closed.
Yeah, 10 says it right there. How many times are you going to stop right in front of me? All right, that's our first caution of the day. Good amount of green flag laps, and we were getting pretty loose there. Coming out of the corner, I would not mind fresh tires. It looks like everybody else is going to join us as well.
Pit lane speed limit is 64 kilometers per hour.
Since we qualified 13th, we should have a pit stall right in the middle of the road, so let's make sure we don't miss this here. Got to pay attention. For this race, I set my brake bias to 56%. More brake in the rear than initially this fixed setup had you at. I think it was like 65 or something like that. Ridiculously too hard on the fronts, burnt the fronts, so I moved that back. So no adjustments on that pit stop other than just the 4 tires. We should be pretty good. We did lose a spot.
'86, '89.
Pits are open.
Maybe they've run sodium flow.
81, 86.
91, 95.
81 on the right front's a little bit chewing it, but we actually had pretty decent speed. I'm not too concerned about it. We actually were saving our tires pretty well at the start. We kind of started pushing it, especially around that 16 car, so that's probably where most of that came from. So we're coming back to the restart now.
Green, 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 let's go.
Outside, be careful.
As soon as we can find a gap, we should probably shoot up to the high side and gain as much positions as we can to the guys stuck on the inside. We are clear here, so we're going to get right up behind the 6. 12 is going to be trapped. Maybe we can gain that spot.
Yeah, but Kelly, are these going to be super late balls now?
12 had a pretty good exit there, so maybe we can keep it up on outside of the 6.
Car inside.
Oh, we got a spin in front of us.
Full course yellow, watch out.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, shit, never mind.
Glad the 2 held it up there. He could have came down and ruined the whole field. 2 is on the outside. Looks like a racing deal. 2 may not have realized he was not clear. Come back to the next restart. You know, I got a lap green there, so let's see if we can do a little bit more of a green flag run here.
Inside. P8.
We had a terrible start.
Still
Me and the
there.
6 right to our left. We had a really lazy start.
They're still there. Clear inside.
The 6 is going to clear us.
Full course yellow, be
Oh,
careful.
and another yellow.
Steven, I gotta say, you have a fucking massive set of balls, my guy.
Somebody's got a massive set of balls.
Wow, you're good.
This car is out. Line up single
Yeah,
file
V1
behind car
bracket
number
strike, that record
06.
for quite
Safety
literally
cars
last
out.
place.
Pits are closed.
And he was not joking. That was literally for last place. Going 3 wide for last place with not enough room given between the two. I mean, a 19 could have stayed a little bit higher there. 13 really had nowhere to go, and the 2 just gets into the 13. Didn't realize maybe he was even 3 wide. So another restart. Here we go. Patience is key. Right behind us, it looks like somebody got up into that bumped that bottom route. Probably gonna be 3 wide behind us. Let's keep an eye on maybe, possibly another yellow flag coming out.
Hold your line. Inside clear. Inside. Watch it. Hold it. They're still there.
E9. Your lap time was 25.5. We've got a full course
There is
yellow.
another yellow.
Good run.
Well, I think it was the 15 that hit that nasty bump.
So longest run since we've had since lap 40.
We're making progress, boys. Fine green, but the 16 gets completely cut off the nose of the 15.
Was that also for last place?
Full course yellow.
No.
It's a closed.
You were clear, you just literally just went right up into the 15 where he had really nowhere to go on that. I believe he had a run too. No, this is all happening mid-pack, boys.
Safety car is out. Pits are
At least
now
it's not for
open.
last place again. Maybe it had something to do with whoever got out of line there. A bunch of cars into the wall. A lot of people been scrubbing that wall hard. It was the 15 that hit that bump right behind us. But he wasn't 3 wide, really. He was able to get back in the line. Now, one of the guys said it was a 16 that was involved, so he's actually right in front of him. 16's under the 14. And he does force himself into a gap. Ill-advised, I would think, and the 15 just kind of reacted to that and had somebody below him, so. A little bit on both guys there. The 16 should have kind of gave that up to him. Maybe got behind him there. That was rough. Inside lane is going to check up so hard here on this restart. Luckily, we're starting on the outside. So we are kind of trapped here, but hopefully the 10 can get quite a run off. The 16's into the wall. This 16 cannot hold a straight line at all.
Still there. Still there. Stay with them.
We're going to work on clearing the 7 here. The 6
Still
is also
there.
going to
Hold
be
your
right in
line.
front of him. We are going to try to clear the 6.
your
Got a
line.
good run. We are going to clear him.
Low.
And he drives it right into our
That
quarter
lap was
panel.
out. 25.1.
Oh, what a
Full course yellow.
save.
Watch
Cannot
out.
believe I just
Good run,
saved that. The 16 comes out of nowhere.
What a joke! Come on, 2-point lap.
Oh, on the bright side, the next one will be the last one, no matter what.
Somebody spun me and I saved that, so I don't know why a caution came out.
What position was that red for?
I was
Safety
in 8th
car's
when I
out.
got turned.
Pits are closed. Watch your speed.
That was ridiculous. We're entering closed pit road just to see if we can fix through this damage really quick. See how much of this we can fix, but I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. We cleared him. We got into the turn normally like we have been. And 6 just drives right into us. Super disappointing. Got quite a bit of damage. Where's Pace car?
Start finish line. Okay.
Thank you. Pace car's coming up to us, so we're going to go around really quick, make another lap, and come back in and try to finish some repairs. Doesn't even look like he tried to brake. Absolutely deflating. Absolutely deflating. We had such a good run going all day long. And I don't know what happened to the 16. I don't know where he came from. I don't know why he couldn't avoid that. We had saved it. Got back straight. I guess he clipped the 11? I don't know. I don't know. Nothing more I could do there. That sucks, but I guess that's some racing. Well, we fixed as much of the damage as we could. We're still hurting. So we're going to have to start at the back
Green
of this
flag.
line here since we entered a closed pit. And just grab as much as we can coming up to the end here.
20th place.
Hopefully maybe they wad it up in front of us and a bunch of cars wreck and we get positions that way. But that's pretty deflating. That sucks. The car definitely feels a lot different than it did. Feels like it wants to hesitate coming out of the corners.
Inside.
White flags, whatever happens here,
Still there.
it's
Stay
over.
with them. Hold it.
P19. One more lap to go. That was
Probably get one more spot
24.9.
here, maybe for 19th.
Hold your line.
That's if we can even clear this 17.
Still there.
It is plowing, it feels like.
Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line.
Wow, they're wadding it up in front of us. One guy in the wall.
They're still
They're
there.
like 4 wide.
Still there.
Not able to get past that 20 as they spin coming across the line. I don't even know what position that was for. Wow. That was a terrible finish to a really good race. We ran really well. Can't ask for more than that. We started 13th and ended up finishing a disappointing 19th. There's 5 cautions this race, most of which were the last like 15 laps. Cautions breed cautions, I guess. We somehow get a 4X for us getting hit into, so that hurts our safety rating a little bit.
Watch your speed limit in the pits.
Very disappointing. All we can do is take that good run, the good consistency that we had, and use that to the next race. Little by little, we'll get there. We'll get there. We had last 2 races, we had top 10 finishes, I think 6 in both those races. Definitely hurts in this one. But the sun has set. Well, sun is about to set fully on Iowa Speedway, and feeling deflated, like I said. I can't say it any more than I already have. That was really disappointing, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and like I said, hopefully we can bring that consistency to the next race.